Today on GameLife TV, we take down a drug lord in Ghost Recon Wildlands. We check out some of the most epic music in gaming. We gotta catch them all in this week's Retro Game of the Week, Pokemon Blue. And we give our full review on Mass Effect Andromeda. It's game time! And here's your host, two guys who spoke too fast in the last introduction, Adam Rexroad and David Matherly.
I didn't think we did that bad.
It sucked.
Yeah, who are we kidding? Hello everybody, welcome to GameLife TV, the TV show for gamers, by gamers.
That's right. On this week's episode, we have a drug bust, some little pocket monsters that breathe fire,
We look at the most epic music in gaming,
and to top it all off, we take a look at the new and amazing Mass Effect Andromeda.
but first, let's take a look at the new Ghost Recon Wildlands.
Drug bust time. Roger that, HQ. 6-4 is on the move. HQ, this is 6-4. I need immediate sniper support right now. I'm under attack by 2 enemy tangos.
One of the most iconic and memorable titles. Tom Clancy has brought us some amazing military games to date, and Wildlands is no exception. A vast open world to explore, a plethora of vehicles to take control of, and chickens to assassinate. Wildlands brings it all into one big wrapped package. Of course, not without its bugs and issues such as hard to control vehicles. Wildlands is still a lot of fun to play, and can you say co-op? Jump into a lobby with your 3 best friends and traverse a large open world map where you will steal cars, threaten locals, shoot not so smart drug cartel, and revive that one friend who always runs headfirst in disaster. While the game nails the cooperative and gameplay aspect we expect from a Tom Clancy open world title, the story is okay? Not a lot of meat really to be had in this installment story, except there's a drug cartel in South America, you go in South America as a covert op team, you set on a mission to kill the bad guy. With repetitive missions and an ending that makes you want to kick a chicken off a cliff, Tom Clancy Ghost Recon Wildlands is missing that crucial mark in order to be an absolute perfect game. But this game is a lot of fun, and is something you should definitely purchase with your friends and liberate a country from the drug lord El Sueno. That's our review on the new and action-packed Tom Clancy Wildlands. Now, over to David for some of the most epic music in gaming.
Hello everybody, David from GameLife TV here. So with every good video game also comes good sound. Whether that be the music or the sound effects or whatever you want to call it makes a video game good. So today we're going to look at the top 10 most notable songs, sound effects, whatever you want to throw in this category of video game history. Let's take a look.
Number 10, One Winged Angel by Nobuo Uematsu. You can pretty much guarantee that once you hear this game's intro begin, you're going to get your butt kicked, because it signifies the entrance of one of the most fearful villains in gaming history, Sephiroth. First showing its head in 1996 in Final Fantasy VII, this song still gives cheers to any gamer who comes across Sephiroth, whether it be in a Final Fantasy series or the Kingdom Hearts franchise. With its haunting intro and alarming monk sounds, this song is sure to strike fear in anyone who hears it for gaming history and gaming days to come. Number 9. Song of Storms, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. This song is pretty much memorable to anybody who remembers the game, but is also memorable to anybody who's just been surfing the internet looking for a Legend of Zelda song list. The song's minor melody is catchy and yet inspires sadness and sorrow but happiness at the same time, giving it a new meaning to wanting to make it rain. So therefore, Legend of Zelda Song of Storms holds the number 9 mark on our list. Next up on our list is the theme song for Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and Pokemon Yellow. This song is an icon in every way, shape, and form. In fact, versions of this song have been used in every Pokemon video game ever created, as well as the TV series and movies. Going alongside with the Pokemon sound effects unique to the video game, as well as the RPG effect that the game introduces that was unheard of to the Game Boy era, this song makes number 8 on our list, as well as number 1 in some of our hearts. Can you say, gotta catch 'em all? Next up on our list, Final Fantasy X to Xanarkin, again written by the master composer Nobuo Uematsu. This game has been instilled on the hearts of anyone who has played Final Fantasy X, as well as anyone who is familiar with the Final Fantasy franchise. The mere piano intro alone is enough to introduce the ideas that the game created and give us feelings and emotions that we haven't seen since the PlayStation 2. For those who are looking for an interesting ride as well as an interesting storyline, Final Fantasy X is definitely for you, and we only hope that this song becomes chiseled into your hearts just as it has ours. Next up at number 6 on our list is City Escape from Sonic Ultimate Adventure Battle 2. This song really doesn't need any explanation at all because anybody and everybody who's played a Sonic game knows this song really well. As a matter of fact, just last year in 2016, there was a petition to change the United States national anthem to this song. This song takes place as Sonic's trying to escape the city and, well, he comes across robots and as well as some really cool and really bad truck drivers. This song will remain in everybody's mind for days and days to come, and that is why it has been placed as number 6 to our list. So, here's to it being the new national anthem. Right, guys? Snagging number 5 on our list is the intro theme to Halo. Halo has become a household name to gamers everywhere. As a matter of fact, it's nearly impossible to mention a game for the Xbox without Halo being brought up. Halo includes some of the most beautiful theatrical cutscenes, as well as one of the most interesting shooter games on the market, and has posed itself to be a household item that most gamers will have, if not every gamer will have, and will continue to be a name in households so long as they keep popping them out. Here's comes to Halo 5 here recently, so let's go. Who wants to go kill some aliens with me? Haha! Number 4 on our list is the main theme for The Legend of Zelda. This game has appeared since the beginning of the Legend of Zelda games and keeps strong with the recent release of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It doesn't take anybody to know the franchise to know this theme song. As a matter of fact, the theme song's even used in TV commercials and people know it's The Legend of Zelda. The song's tune is extremely catchy, and once you hear it, you know absolutely what's happened. Chick's been captured, you gotta go save her again. Sounds familiar. Anyway, the Legend of Zelda theme song is now held number 4 on our spot, and will probably continue to stay there forever. What would be a game countdown without the Sonic Green Hill Zone theme song? This song is the icon of the Sonic games, and when you think of Sonic, you think of the Green Hill theme. This tune is as catchy as it is inspiring and makes you want to go faster than you ever have before and take out any enemies and defeat Dr. Eggman if you can. So, number 3 on our list is Sonic Green Hill Zone. And here we are at number 1. What is the most recognizable song in game history? Why, it's the Super Mario Bros. Theme song. I can't think of anybody who wants to learn a new instrument who doesn't first try the new Super Mario Bros. Theme song, as well as any person who owns a Nintendo definitely has a Super Mario game of some sort, whether it be Super Mario Sunshine for the GameCube, or Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64, or even the new Super Mario Odyssey coming out for the new Nintendo Switch. Super Mario is a name that is in every household, even if you don't own a game console. Is even going to be the representative of the 2020 Olympics. So, I say let's go play Super Mario.
We hope you had a good time joining us today and checking out the top 10 most memorable songs and sound effects in video game history. Now we're going to go to Andrew for the Retro Game of the Week. What you up to, Andrew?
Thanks guys, and welcome to the Retro Game of the Week. This week we look at Pokemon Blue. Let's take a look. The series first released in Japan in 1996 as Red and Green, while Blue was released later in the year as a special edition. The game that started a revolution, but it's not just the fad that convinced gamers to catch them all. The deceptively simple and child-friendly game design hooked its players and spawned a generation of Pokemon fanatics. On its release, Pokemon Blue was well received, with critics praising the multiplayer options, specifically the concept of trading Pokemon. The original trio received an aggregated score of 89% on game rankings and are frequently ranked on top game lists, including having a spot on at least 4 of IGN's top 100 games of all time lists. The games released marked the beginning of what would become a multi-billion-dollar franchise. In 2009, they appeared in the Guinness Book of World Records under Best-Selling RPG on the Game Boy and Best-Selling RPG of all time. The games were released on Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console on February 27, 2016, in commemoration of the franchise's 20th anniversary. This game features way more strategy and gameplay than it leads on, offering you multiple Pokemon to choose from and near infinite move combinations for every single little monster. You will find yourself strategizing every move you make in order to be the very best. You play as a trainer who travels around Kanto looking to fill the Pokédex with all sorts of wondrous Pokemon. Your journey takes you through tall grass, caves, and even across the Big Blue Sea to find and defeat all 8 of the gym leaders. However, at every chance they get, wild Pokemon find it in their best interest to attack you for no reason. While you travel the land, Pokemon are encountered by random chance. While this is normally all fine and dandy, these encounters happen at an annoyingly frequent rate, occurring at times after you've only taken 1 or 2 steps. The game, while revolutionary at the time, was also not without some flaws. There was and still isn't a run mechanic from a trainer battle, so if you beat a trainer down to only a Metapod and run out of power points, you're going to be stuck in a game of who can become the hardest. But so long as you keep well stocked with items, you will find yourself locked away for hours, capturing and training the best Pokemon in Kanto on your journey to become number 1. And there you have it, that's our look at Pokemon Blue. Tune in next week for the next Retro Game of the Week. And now over to Garl for the new game, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Mass Effect has a passionate following, but you'd be hard-pressed to find just one reason for that passion. Some people love the characters, others the sci-fi world it creates, others love the RPG systems of the first or the power-based combat of the second, or the cooperative multiplayer of the third. But now, Mass Effect Andromeda has completely changed the formula, for better or for worse. Mass Effect Andromeda stumbles in its opening hours, leaning on character relationships that it doesn't spend nearly enough time establishing. The result is heavy moments without a lot of punch, along with a lot of hand-holding tutorial systems that will leave you feeling stuck before you really see much of what the game has to offer. Mass Effect gives you a very tight combat system with an over-the-shoulder camera view that remains close to your character, unlike its predecessors, with a more wide-angle third-person view. This is both useful in intense combat situations in the sense of you being focused on the enemies in front of you, but unwanted when you want to take in the world around you the same way you would in the previous installments. Speaking of taking in the view, Andromeda is showcasing something we have only slightly seen in the first Mass Effect game: open world. That's right, every planet you visit is an open world experience that requires an all-terrain vehicle to traverse. While this is both awesome, in fact you really feel like an explorer in an unknown land, making vast discoveries throughout the world. Your main objective, or your multi-system chores, or a lack of a better word, feel tedious. Not only for the fact of having to get to your location, but the payout isn't always worth it in the end. Maybe the dialogue and story are what the developers really focused on to bring it all around. Andromeda did get something right that we all have come to expect from BioWare: a good story. Along with Andromeda's conversation system and decision tracking, you'll have to decide how to react to the world around you. Now with more granular detail than the previous Paragon and Renegade split, and often decide who lives and who dies. This only succeeds as well as it does because of the copious amount of character development Andromeda undertakes, and arguably more than any previous BioWare game. Andromeda provides opportunity after opportunity to invest in its characters actively. Caring is the thing that pulled me along arguably as much as anything. The story in Andromeda is pretty good, with a number of mysteries on the critical path and some really interesting optional content. Caring is the thing that pulled me along arguably as much as anything. The story in Andromeda is pretty good, with a number of mysteries on the critical path and some really interesting optional content that can often shed an enormous amount of light on anything in the Andromeda galaxy. I strongly advise you collect and complete the Memories task, for example. It's also a game that doesn't feel like it's missing key pieces of narrative, and I really wanted to see how things shake out. And Andromeda strikes a pretty good balance between answering enough of the questions it poses while still leaving some questions hanging in the air for the sequels to come. What's our verdict? Mass Effect Andromeda, while filled with a host of problems, hits the mark in a deep expansion of the Mass Effect universe. The mysteries about the worlds you visit, even if it stumbles to get there, is amazing to see.
Thank you all so much for joining us on this video of GameLife TV.
Join us next time when we figure out what we're doing, and we'll let you know when it happens. But right now, we're going to go live on the Las Vegas Strip where we're going to fire Garl out of a cannon.
Carl, how you doing out there, buddy?
I like totals. Oh my god. I just did that. Oh my god.